Let's go to Israel now and catch up with Sharren Haskel, who's the Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister. Good to talk to you again, Sharren. The first thing I want to ask you... Now, I just want to check whether you've received, you've heard about the Australian government supporting very limp-wristedly and late, but they're supporting the American action in Iran. Do you welcome that support?
I think it's better late than never, obviously. I think that, we do expect our allies to support democratic Western democracies who are fighting for their survival. Australia has always been a close ally of our country, of our nation. It's not just in recent years. This goes back to the First World War, where the Australians liberated Beersheba, the Soroka hospital, who was hit in Beersheba. It's important to understand that the only other flag that is being waved there every single day is an Australian flag. So there's a very close friendship. And I think that these are historical times. And it's important to act. Not just words, but actions are more important. And during these times, I believe that the world should have more Churchills and far less Chamberlains.
Yeah, a point very well made. We've heard, obviously, from your Prime Minister welcoming that American action against the Iranian nuclear facilities. Of course, Israel had taken a lot of military action against Iran's facilities before that. How close is Israel to having finished that military operation?
So I cannot disclose, obviously, military point or military strategy over the media, as our enemies are watching it as well. But I can tell you what we've said in the beginning of the operation. I'm so sorry, Kenny. There's actually alarms. We need to find cover. We have a few minutes. Where is the shelter? Over there. We need to get into a shelter right now because the alarms are going on.
I don't want to hold you up, Sharren.
Targeting civilian population. We're going to go with the officials of the local council, as you can see behind us.
Well, if you're carrying that camera, we're happy to go with you. Don't let us hold you up, but we'll go with you.
We're going into the shelter with the rest of the staff here of the local municipality. Just so that you see. And Mamaja? Efa Mamad? Well, as you can see, many people with us are trying to find shelter. This is giving us a warning, a few minutes warning. But you can see the destruction behind us just a few days before.
I can hear the sirens now. Obviously, the US action against Iran has not stopped its its missile firings into Israel.
It's not just that, Kenny. Iran is firing into civilian populations on purpose. It is targeting civilian populations. We are targeting military facilities, nuclear military facilities, their ballistic missile program, anything to do with the government of the IRGC. And what they're doing, they're firing rockets into cities like this: malls, synagogues, mosques, hospital. This is what they're targeting. But this is the... Sorry.
Are you close to a car park or a bomb shelter?
We are now entering a synagogue where there's a bomb shelter inside. We are going with many of the local council staff
who
have been trying to fix. Hold on.
Sharren, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sharren Haskel. The signal is breaking up now. We're glad you...
So we're heading into the shelter now. So this is, as you can see live, this is our bombing shelter. We have many people here who have been hiding in order to keep safe from the missile attack. This is Iran targeting civilian populations directly.
Thank you, thank you, Sharren, so much for sharing this with us live. What I wanted to ask you is what victory looks like here when it comes to Iran. Is regime change on your agenda, or is it primarily about making sure they cannot fire missiles like this into Iran and other locations in the region?
So 2 of our goals have been set clear. This is to take off the double existential threat. One of them is the nuclear military program, and the other one is the ballistic missile program. Now, Kenny, as you know, when we were fighting in Lebanon, Hezbollah, and we were able to destroy most of their capabilities, the byproduct was a change of regime in Syria. So there might be... So the byproduct was a change of regime in Syria. So it is a possibility that maybe that will happen, but this is not one of the goals of war that we have.
Sharren, thanks so much for that. I just on that though, President Trump has talked about regime change. He seems to be stepping it up a bit, according to his social media post.
Yeah, I know. And, you know, President Trump is looking after the American interest. When Iran is calling for the death of Israel, Iran is calling for death to America, and it's calling for death to the Western civilization. And I completely understand that. This wasn't set as one of the goals of Israel. But if this is one of the goals of the Americans going into this operation, this is Trump's decision, and I really trust him. You know, I trust that he looks after the American interest and the free world. What he did 2 nights ago with the attack on the nuclear program of Iran, that was a moment where a leader, a true leader, is defending the free world. That's what it means to be the president and the leader of the free world. This was a moment of a moral clarity, understanding what a huge threat to humanity Iran poses, and that you have to take an action against it.
Now, obviously, Iran is still attacking Israel. We need that to end. But what else do you expect to see by way of Iranian response in coming days? Do you expect it will broaden this war by attacking American interests or other countries in the Gulf?
Look, Iran, I won't try and predict what Iran is planning for us. Iran is one of the most vile regimes in the world. This is the biggest sponsor of terror, the biggest destabilizing force around not just the Middle East, but around the world. This is the monster that's been abusing, torturing, murdering its own people. And so I won't try and predict what they're actually going to do. What I can tell you is that we have a bank of targets to eliminate the double existential threat over our people, over our nation, and we will not stop until we eliminate that double existential threat from Iran.
Sharren Haskel, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for your roving camera work into the bomb shelter there. I hope the threat there passes soon and you can all get out of that shelter. Keep in touch, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.